playlist. You can go ahead and press play right now. Let's see here. Let's just mute all one more time. There we go. Yep. All right. So starting off in your seated pose, if you want, you can sit up on a blanket to prop yourself up, but if you're not on a blanket, remove any love that you have behind you so you feel rooted down and grounded into your mat. Place your hands on your knees and keep your hands on your knees that weight light. Try not to feel like you're putting a lot of weight into the knees so you're not coming forward. Slowly push into your knees. Think weight of a nickel. So you're bringing yourself back. You're sitting up in a nice straight spine. And your sit bones are rooting you down into the ground. And when you push yourself back, your shoulders align with your hips. And then just slowly bring the chin back just slightly so the ears are aligned with your shoulders. It's a gentle way to counteract the forward flexion pose a lot of us are in throughout our day. And if you need to, even if putting your hands on your knees isn't enough, you can always open your palms to the side. And that gives a little external rotation and a reminder to open up in the pecs. So play around with this. Cool. When you're ready, take a nice full inhale in through the nose. Exhale, sigh it out through the mouth. Another full inhale coming in through the nose fully. Sigh it out as you exhale. One more time. Your inhale can be as big or as little as you would like. And whenever you're ready, sigh it out. Beautiful. Take a nice full inhale in here. Imagine or feel the air coming in through the nose. Exhale, follow the breath out the nose. And you may be a beat ahead or behind me, and that's fine. So coming in through the nose and out through the nose. Get a little bit more of your body involved in here. So when you inhale in through your nose, really expand the chest. Push out through the belly. And exhale out through the nose. Allow the torso to come back down. Inhale in through the nose. Expand the chest. Allow the belly to rise. Exhale, bring everything down. So the next few cycles, I'll leave you to go on your own, but be mindful here as you're taking your inhale that the chest and the belly are rising and taking up space, but that you're maintaining your straight spine, that you're opening up through the heart and being slightly receptive. And then exhale, allow the torso just to come back without bringing the shoulders back into the chest. So keeping the heart open. Keep the length in the spine. Whenever your next inhale happens, keep it full. At the top of the inhale, tip chin to chest, exhale. Take a cycle of breath here. And then come back into neutral, nose is back center. Another one, inhale, create length in the spine. And at the top of the breath, tip chin to chest, exhale. This time, inhale, draw a line with your nose all the way up to the ceiling, keeping the shoulders drawn down and away from the ears so you have space in your neck. Exhale, bring the chin back to chest. And then when you're ready, next inhale, same thing, draw a line with the nose, look up towards the ceiling, keep the openness in the chest. And then chin to chest. Allow your breath to fall into a natural rhythm, or you can keep the full inhales and exhales going, your pick. But roll the chin along the chest, going from left shoulder to right shoulder. And if you started on right shoulder, go to left shoulder. And think of this time as an assessment on your body. You're just doing this nice assessment here in the neck. You're noticing how everything is moving in flexion and extension. Now you're doing a little bit of rotation, nothing too wild, it's early. And then bringing the nose back to a neutral point whenever you're ready. There's no rush. Sitting up nice and tall, maintain length in your spine. Draw a line with your nose, look out over your left shoulder. Take your right arm and your right hand and place your fingertips to the outside of your right hip. Engage with the ground here. And if you would like, you can walk your right fingertips a little bit away from your right hip. Take a cycle of breath. Replace the right hand into the lap. Draw a line with the nose looking out over the right shoulder. Left hand comes to the outside of the left hip. Fingers engage with the ground, and then walk your left hands a comfortable distance away from your left hip. And then draw a line with your nose back over your left shoulder as you bring your right hand, or your left hand back into your lap. Right hand comes to the outside of the right hip. Left hand comes to the outside of the left hip. Ground both sets of fingertips down. And then come back into center, going over the right shoulder. Beautiful. Come back into center, fingertips stay put. Left ear to left shoulder. Nothing big. Walk your left fingertips a little bit away from your body. And then reach your right fingertips up towards the sky. And slowly start reaching your right fingertips across to the left side of your body. If you want, you can take a little assessment here of what's going on in the shoulder. Bend your elbow. Keep it straight. Flip the palm, keep the palm down and flip the palm up. Play around here. What feels good? What do you need? Look at your knee. Look up towards the ceiling. You've got so many options. And then reach your right fingertips back up, set them down on the ground. Take a full inhale, we're not rushing anything. Right ear to right shoulder, lift left hand high to the sky and reach it over towards the left side. Same thing here, you're doing an assessment, so you can bend your elbow, palm down, palm up, gaze where you need it. Beautiful. This time when you bring yourself back up to center, bring both hands up overhead. Interlace your fingers and flip your palms so you're coming up towards the sky. So practice here, keeping the arms in line with the ears. Cool. Bend your elbows. And then do a little side bend over to the left. Keeping both sit bones rooted down to the ground. It's really easy to let the right sit bone come up, but keep it rooted, keep it grounded. And then bring yourself back up to center and slowly go over to your right side, keeping the left sit bone rooted and grounded. You've got this. Beautiful. Bring yourself back up to center. Hands are still facing up towards the sky, and then wipe your palms in front of you. Pause at shoulder height. Really make sure that your shoulders are rooted down and away from your ears. Give yourself some space here. And then when you're ready, tuck the chin into chest and keep the ears in line with the arms. It's kind of familiar. You were just here with the ears in line with the arms. And if you want, you can really arch the back as dramatically as you would like. So think of this time as an assessment of what you're doing in the upper back. What do you need? And then when you're ready, come back on up, and when your hands are all the way up, maybe look up at your hands and then allow them to come back down, coming back into a seated position. Cool. If you're sitting on a blanket, go ahead and remove the blanket and resituate yourself so you're rooted on the ground. If you need to change the cross of your legs, you can. Hands are on the knees, you've been here before. But this time, pushing your hands into your knees, push the sternum on forward, look on up, find a seated cow pose. And then when you exhale, chin into chest, belly button into spine, round your back like cat. So these movements are somewhat familiar to you. We're just putting them together. So coming into your cow pose, seated cow as you inhale, look on up. Seated cat as you exhale. And then coming back into your cow, flowing at the pace of your breath. You may be a few cat and cows ahead of me or behind me. It's fine. Awesome. And then when you're ready, come to a nice neutral spine. Your legs have been crossed for a while, or we've been in easy pose for a little bit. So send both legs long in front of you. Maybe just move your legs up and down a little bit. Try to keep the heels engaged. Toes are up. Maybe spread your toes wide and just get a little movement going here. Awesome. Okay. Feet flat. Onto your mat. Hug your right knee into your chest and extend your left leg long. Really bring the sternum forward. And then you're going to cradle your right leg. So right knee into the crook of the right elbow, right foot into the crook of the left elbow to your own degree. Come up nice and tall here. Keep your straight spine. Spread your left toes if you would like to keep the left leg engaged. Just because it's resting on the mat doesn't mean it's not important or an active part of this pose. It's your foundation, so keep it activated. And then whenever it feels good to you, maybe just rock from side to side with your right leg. So it's like you're cradling a baby. And if it feels good, it's kind of hard to tell because it's a micro movement, but maybe making some circles. So pushing the leg out and in or reversing direction. Just getting a little movement going in the joints. And then whenever you're ready, you can set your right leg down. There's a couple of ways to do it. You can just allow your right leg to come down, or if you would like, you can mindfully take a hold of the bottom of the right leg and set it down. Give yourself a forward fold along the way. Your choice. And then left foot is flat onto the mat. Hug the left knee into your chest and give the right leg an opportunity to root down, ground down, and spread your right toes. Your right leg is your foundation now. Left knee in the left crook of the elbow, left foot into the right crook of the elbow. Come sit up nice and tall. Keep the shoulders drawn down and away from the ears. And to your own degree, give a little movement in your left leg. So once again, that could be a rocking motion, or maybe you're making some circles. But your sit bones and your right leg are your foundation into the ground. And then in your own way, extend your left leg long. So however you need to get there is great. Beautiful. So the heels are touching the ground. Bend your knees, but allow the heels to slide up and hug both knees into the chest. And then when you're ready, come into a tabletop pose. So you can rock into it, or you can sit ladylike and then come around. So once you're in your tabletop pose, some people like to just do a cat-cow to suss around and find some stability here. So do what you need to do, but spread your hands nice and wide underneath your shoulders. Knees are underneath the hips. If you want to sway from side to side, you can. Nothing fancy, nothing crazy. And then when you're ready, come forward a little bit, tuck under your toes and come into a plank pose. Push out through your heels. Now, you can always drop your knees down, but for starters in the plank, come up on the toes, push out through the heels, and then make a choice to come down onto the knees if you would like. If you know you need to start off on your knees, please start off there. So in your plank pose, push down through your hands, push out through your heels. Crown is reaching towards the top of your mat. Take a nice full inhale here. Exhale, come on down slowly. Hands stay underneath the shoulders. Untuck your toes, relax your butt. Bring the chin and chest up, cobra pose. It's a baby cobra. Lower down slowly, push into plank pose. Cycle of breath here. Lower when you exhale. Untuck toes, relax the butt. Chin and chest rises when you inhale. Lower down slowly, push back into plank. Last time, lower down slowly when you exhale. And maybe come up a little higher in your cobra pose. Your choice. If you're not ready or your low back's not warmed up, please don't. I think I need to come down a little lower today. And then when you're ready, release down, plank one more time. And then hips up to the sky, downward dog. So with your downward dog, it's the first one. Feet can be at shoulder distance or hip distance apart, or you can take them as wide as your mat. Play around with that. Does that feel good?
And then ears are in line with the arms. Plant your hands into the mat, but then imagine that you're pushing your hands towards the mat, but they're not really moving. Create some openness in the upper back. And no matter if you went hip distance apart with your feet or wide as your mat, walk your feet towards the back of your hands. So allow the feet to be whatever distance you have them already. And bend into the knees. Take a hold of opposite elbows and sway from side to side. And then hands plant onto the ground. Find your halfway lift, whether fingertips are on mat, shin, or thigh. Fold forward. Bend your knees, plant your feet into the ground, and slowly bring yourself up. So we'll meet in a standing position. Take your time. You were upside down for a little bit. Maybe bring your arms up high to the sky and into prayer. Cool. All right, here we go. Inhale, down, up, and back. Fold forward. Your halfway lift, then your plank. Lower down slowly. Or if you're ready for chaturanga, you can chaturanga. Up dog or cobra. Down dog for 5 breaths. Or skip the down dog and take a child's pose. Two breaths left. Walk your feet to the back of your hands, finding your fold, your halfway lift, your fold. Reach up, rise up, arms come high to the sky. Fold forward. Halfway lift. Plant your hands, right foot back, high runner's lunge. So planting your right toes, push out through your right heel. Look forward, keep the shoulder blades down and away from the ears. Fingertips can be on the mat. Awesome. Drop your right knee down, untuck your right toes. And when you're ready, reach both arms up high to the sky. And while you're here, maybe you rotate your pinkies forward, or inward, inward. Plant your right knee and left heel, and imagine they're coming together, creating this nice lift. Awesome. Frame your left foot, keep your right hand planted, and watch your left hand come up to the sky. Little easy twist here. And then reach your left hand back, right arm forward, coming up nice and tall. And if you would like, you can look out over your right hand. Keep the left foot and right knee engaged. And then reach both arms up overhead. Frame your left foot, tuck under right toes, lift right knee. Left foot meets right foot, plank pose. Yogis, take it through a flow or skip it and go into downward dog or child's pose. Two more breaths. So if you're in child's pose, make your way into your downward dog. Plant through your left foot, bring your right foot high to the sky, three-legged downward dog. Step your right foot through to your hands, high runner's lunge, coming up onto the left toes. Plant through the right foot. Step left foot forward to meet right, forward fold. Halfway lift. Fold. Reach up, rise up, arms come high to the sky. Fold forward. Halfway lift. Plant your hands, left foot back, high runner's lunge. When you're ready, left foot comes down, untuck left toes. If you notice that you need a deeper stretch in the left quad, feel free to tuck under left toes and walk your left foot back just a smidge. I don't know what that is between inches and centimeters, a smidge. And then when you're ready, bring your arms up high to the sky. Right heel is planted, left knee is planted. Once again, they're planted, but you're drawing them together so you've got this beautiful lift. Arms are in line with the ears. Maybe turn your pinkies in. Awesome. Set your hands down, frame your right foot. Left hand stays planted, right hand comes high to the sky. Keep your right foot planted. It might be easy to wobble around a little bit. Left knee is planted, but you've got this. Reach your right hand back, left arm forward. Nice little twist here. Look out over the left fingertips if you'd like. And then bring both arms up overhead. Frame your right foot, tuck under left toes, lift left knee, right foot meets left plank pose. Make a choice. How do you want to flow? Two more breaths. Beautiful. Lift your left leg high to the sky, three-legged downward dog. Step left foot through to your hands, high runner's lunge. Look forward. Right foot meets left, forward fold. Halfway lift. Fold forward. Reach up, rise up, arms come high to the sky. Full inhale here. Write it down as you exhale. Halfway lift. Hands plant, right toe step back, high runner's lunge. Right heel comes down to the ground, reach arms high to the sky, warrior one. If you would like, you can place your hands on your hips and make a little small adjustment here. Maybe rotating the right hip forward just a little bit and left hip back. Rooting down through the feet. That's your foundation. Arms come high. And then when you're ready, open up to your warrior two. Looking out over your left fingertips, keep your feet planted. Right hand back to the right thigh, left hand high to the sky. And then left elbow onto left thigh, right arm comes across the right ear. And at the beginning when you were playing around with your palm up or palm down, this is a great point to come back to if you realize you need a little bit more in the shoulder. If a bind is in your practice and you want to, you can always come into a bind. So bring in the left arm underneath left leg and right arm comes behind. So find what you need. And
And then use your inhale to come on up, warrior two. Straighten your left leg. If you would like, you can lift your left hip with your left hand, just to remind it to come up a little bit and give it some space. And then reach your left arm forward. Left hand, left shin, right hand high to the sky, triangle pose. Awesome. Look down to your left foot. Right hand comes to the ground, and then walk yourself wide onto your mat. So you're in a wide-legged forward fold. Hands are underneath your face. And give a soft fold as deeply as you would like. And then when you're ready, place your hands onto your hips. Come up halfway. Make sure you have beautiful length in your spine. Come up all the way. Maybe bring your feet in just a little bit. And then bring your heels in, toes out. And bend into your knees. And you can, I need to shorten my stance. But you might gotta find what feels good to you. Maybe you come from side to side. You bring your arms out to a T. Cactus arm here. Root your feet down into the ground. Ooh, you got this. Maybe you sink a little lower. Or not. Awesome. One more full inhale. Exhale. And I lied. Another cycle of breath here. Awesome. Bring yourself up. Settle back into your warrior two. Cartwheel your hands down, frame your left foot, step back into plank pose, and make a choice. How do you want to flow? Slowly take a walk to the back of your hands into your forward fold. And I'll give a beat or two because I forgot to give the 2-breath warning. And then meeting in your forward fold, find your halfway lift. Your fold. Reach up, rise up, arms come high to the sky. Nice full inhale. Fold forward as you exhale. Halfway lift. Plant your hands, left foot comes back, high runner's lunge. Left foot totally grounds down into the mat, reach your arms up high to the sky. Warrior one. Make adjustments to your hips. Nice and strong, keep the bend in the right knee strong. Open up into your warrior two. Left hand to the back of the left thigh, right hand comes high to the sky. Keep the bend strong in the right knee. You've got this. Warrior two. Straighten your right leg, maybe move your right hip up just a little bit. Reach right arm forward, right hand down, left hand high to the sky, triangle pose. And then look at your right foot. Come on up into your warrior two. And I forgot extended side angle. So right elbow, right thigh, left hand high to the sky. And if you want, once again, you can always take the bind. but you're finding what you need. And then drop your left hand to the inside of your right hand. Walk yourself long onto your mat, forward fold. Wide-legged forward fold. And then hands on your shins, slowly come up halfway. And then all the way. Turn your heels in, toes out. Arms come out to the side. And maybe you move a little bit from side to side. But let's have a little fun with this. So arms are out into a T. Bring right elbow underneath left so you can hang out in fire log. Figure 4. Eagle arm pose. Maybe sink a little lower. Maybe move from side to side. You've got this. Keep the bend strong in the knees. Arms come back out to a T. And then switch sides. So left elbow underneath right. Fire log, figure 4, or eagle arm. Maybe you bend a little deeper. Release the arms. Come on up, straighten your legs, fold forward one more time. Hands on your hips, come on up halfway. And then all the way. Come back up into your warrior 2. Frame your right foot, step back into plank pose. Make a choice of how you want to flow. Two more breaths here. So if you chose a child's pose, slowly make your way into your downward dog. And then walk your feet to the back of your hands, finding your fold. Your halfway lift. Your fold. Reach up, rise up, arms come high to the sky, nice full inhale. Fold forward as you exhale. Find your halfway lift. Step your right foot back, high runner's lunge. Cool. Drop your right knee down, untuck your right toes. Take your left hand to the inside of your left foot. Okay, so here we are. Tuck under your right toes and maybe bring your right leg back just a little bit so you have some length going in your right quad. And then when you're ready, heel toe your left foot over to the right, coming into your pigeon pose. So your left heel can be close to the right hip, or you can have the shin parallel to the top of the mat. Kind of your preference. Somewhere in between there will give you a nice pigeon stretch or a deeper stretch. So once again, it has nothing to do with the pose, but doing your best with what you have. Come up nice and tall here. Shoulders come down and away from the ears. If you need more opening in the chest, interlace the fingers, bring them behind your back, look up, and then when you're ready, fold forward. You can skip all of that business and walk yourself down to the ground too. So find what you need. We'll treat this like a nice yin pose. So give yourself, you'll be here for at least 90 seconds. So come back into your breath. Use this as an opportunity to reset. 30 more seconds left. Maybe you can slow down your breath a little bit more. And then in your own way, slowly come back up. Hands are underneath the shoulders. Tuck under your right toes. And bring yourself back into a downward dog. Walk your feet to the back of your hands, finding a fold. A halfway lift. A fold. And this is your last time, so reach up, rise up strong. Fold forward. Find another halfway lift here. Plant your hands, send your left foot back into your lunge. Drop your left knee, untuck your left toes. And then take your left or right foot to the outside of your right hand for a brief lizard pose. And then flirt around here with lifting your left toes and taking your left knee back just a little bit. So what kind of length do you need in your quads? Awesome. When you have that foundation in your left leg, heel toe your your right foot over to your left hand and come into your pigeon setup here. Once again, take any variation you need. If you want to maintain the openness in the chest, interlace the fingers and fold forward. I need to walk forward, so I'm hanging out there again. And you'll be here for another 90 seconds. So enjoy this 90 seconds with yourself. It's just you and your breath and all the sensations you feel in your body right now and honoring that. Another 30 seconds left. And then bring yourself back up. Come onto the right hip and bring the left leg around. Hold on, I'll scoot back a little bit. So then the left foot is to the outside of the right knee and the right knee is bent. I'm sorry. The right knee is bent so the right heel's touching the left glute. Hug the left knee into the chest. Show it some love. Send your left hand behind your back like a kickstand. Reach your right arm up. And then hook your right elbow to the outside of your left leg. And give yourself a subtle twist here. Sit up nice and first and foremost. And then look out over your left shoulder. Try to maintain length in your spine over rotation. So be where you need to be. And then take your gaze over to your right hand. And then give yourself a nice counterbalance. So take both hands over to the right side, place them onto the ground. Little counter twist here. Awesome, and then come back into center. Switch sides. So the left knee is bent with the left heel by the right glute, and the right foot is to the outside of the left knee. Hug the right knee into your chest. Appreciate it. And then send your right hand behind your right back, your spine. Lift your left hand high to the sky. Hook the left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Once again, have length in your spine before you make a choice to do a rotation. So find what you need. And then have your gaze look to your left hand. Cool. Set both, oh, we have to counter twist. So counter twist, set both hands to the outside of the left body. And then come back into center. Have both feet flat onto the mat. Hug your knees back into your chest. Tuck chin into chest and slowly lower down onto your mat, one vertebra at a time. Keep your feet flat, knees up. Cool. Hug your knees into your chest and then take them as wide as your shoulders will allow. So while you're here, really focus on keeping the shoulders open and away from the pet, or keep it an open chest so you'll feel the scapulas touch the back of your mat. Awesome. Bring the right knee in a little bit closer and send your left foot flat or even long onto the mat. And then bring your right leg high to the sky. And if you would like, you can flex your right toes towards your face or away, going back and forth here. Gives a nice flossing in the hamstring area. So if you're noticing your hamstrings were a little tight, this just gives a little love there. Awesome. When you're ready, bring both knees back into the chest wide. Give them a squeeze and rock from side to side. Right leg comes long as you bring the left knee in a little bit closer. And send the left leg high to the sky. Once again, if you would like to take the variation of pointing the toes to the face or towards the ceiling, just to floss the back of the leg. And then hug both knees back into your chest. Taking them nice and wide. Maybe allowing them to rock from side to side. And then arms come out to a T. And allow your knees to fall over to your right side. And take your gaze out over your left. If you're finding you want knee stack, you can, or you can take your left knee down so your right foot is touching your left thigh. And then in your own way, slowly come back into center. Gaze comes up towards the ceiling.
and fall over to the left side. Once again, taking a variation that'll work for you. Maybe it's stacked knees, or maybe it's taking your right knee down just a little bit. And it might be different from left to right. And take your gaze out over your right shoulder. Gaze comes back up towards the ceiling. Hug the knees into the chest. Find your happy baby, whether you make peace fingers around the big toes or you take a hold of the outside or the inside of the feet. Whatever your preference is. And have fun in your happy baby. Maybe bring knees into the chest and extend legs long. Rock from side to side. Try to keep the low back engaged. And then hug your knees into your chest. Give them a nice squeeze before you extend them both long onto the mat. Arms come long overhead. Give yourself a nice full body stretch before you find your way into your Shavasana. Find a place to stick your arms a little bit away from the body, palms up or down. Suss around a little bit here before you find some final stillness. And I'm minding our time, so I will call you back. All right, yogis. Take control over your breath. Make subtle movements to your body. And find your way into your seated position. Whether you want to hang out in fetal pose for a little bit or really enjoy bringing the knees into the chest. And once you're here, you have a few options. Hands can go back onto the knees or bring them together in heart center.
you would like, you can meet with your hands in heart center and give yourself a nice little bow. I honor this place inside of me in which the entire universe dwells. It is a place of compassion, of empathy, and kindness. And when I am in this place in me, and you are in this place in you, together we are one. Namaste. I'm going to unmute you guys. Thank you so much for sharing your Wednesday evening with me.
Thank you, Laura.
Thank you, Laura.
Thank you. Great.
Feel free to stay and chat, or you can jump off at any point.
Okay, thank you. That was great.